Look at your dog right now, sprawled on the floor, maybe half asleep, looking for all the world like the most contented creature alive. And you think, he's fine. He's got food, he's got a warm bed, he's got me, he's living the dream. But here's a question that might unsettle you a little. When was the last time your dog actually got to be a dog? Not walked on a lead past the same 3 lampposts, actually got to use the brain and the instincts that thousands of years of evolution packed into that skull. Because here's what almost every indoor dog owner misses. A dog who looks lazy is very often not relaxed at all. They're bored. Deeply, quietly, chronically bored. In a way that shows up later as the chewed skirting board, the barking at nothing, the frantic 10 p.m. zoomies, the counter-surfing, the dog who won't settle no matter how tired they should be. And here's the part that catches everyone out. Most people try to fix that with more exercise, another walk, a longer run, and they're stunned when it doesn't work. Hi everyone, I'm Leo Bennett, your neighborhood dog guy, and today I'm going to hand you a daily routine that keeps an indoor dog genuinely happy, calm, and fulfilled. 5 things to give your dog every single day, and I'm saving the best for last, because number 5 taps into your dog's single most powerful instinct. It costs you almost nothing, and behaviorists will tell you it's the most calming thing a dog can do. Hit subscribe, and let's start with the myth that trips up nearly everyone. More exercise. When your dog is restless and destructive, every instinct tells you to burn it off, so you add a longer walk, a harder game of fetch, and for a day or two it seems to help. But here's what the behaviorists have learned, and it surprises people every time. A dog's brain needs a workout that's completely separate from their body. In fact, with an already excitable dog, piling on more high-energy exercise can wind them up further, teaching them to be an athlete who now needs even more to feel satisfied. There's a name for what's really missing. It's called enrichment, activities that let a dog use their natural instincts to sniff, forage, chew, and problem solve. And here's the striking part. Experts find that 10 minutes of focused mental work can tire a dog out as much as a 30-minute walk. So the correct way to think about your dog's day is 2 separate needs, body and brain, and most indoor dogs get plenty of the first and almost none of the second. Physical exercise still matters enormously, a proper daily walk is non-negotiable, but it is not the whole meal, it's one dish. The caution: match the physical side to your individual dog. A young working breed needs far more than a senior or a flat-faced dog, and if your dog is suddenly restless or withdrawn in a way that's out of character, that's not boredom, that's a reason to check in with your vet. Which brings us straight to the fix, and it's the simplest change you'll ever make. Number 2. Stop feeding your dog from a bowl. Here's a thought that should genuinely change how you see mealtimes. Your dog's ancestors spent the majority of their waking hours working for food, foraging, tracking, hunting for every single calorie. And what do? We put the whole meal in a bowl and hand it over in a shape that requires 0 brain at all, gone in 90 seconds. We've taken the single biggest source of natural mental work in a dog's day and deleted it. So the correct way is to make your dog work for their food, and this is the easiest enrichment upgrade in existence because it uses food you're already giving them. Feed breakfast from a puzzle toy or a snuffle mat. Scatter their kibble across the lawn or around a room and let them hunt for it, nose down, searching, exactly what that nose was built for. Stuff a portion into a rubber toy and freeze it. You've turned a 90-second gulp into 10 or 20 minutes of focused, satisfying problem solving, and a dog who's worked for their meal is a calmer dog afterward. The caution: introduce puzzles at an easy level so your dog succeeds and doesn't get frustrated and quit. Supervise any new toy, and if you use extra treats in the games, take them out of the daily food so the waistline doesn't creep. Now number 3, and this one is about giving your dog a job for their mind, because a working brain is a happy brain. Here's something people forget. Most dog breeds were created to do a job: to herd, to retrieve, to hunt, to guard. And that drive to work doesn't vanish just because your dog lives on a couch now. It just goes unmet, and an unmet working drive curdles into anxiety and mischief. The answer is short, daily training and problem-solving games. And I don't mean formal obedience, I mean fun. Teach a new trick. Practice a few old commands for a couple of treats. Play hide-and-seek where you tuck yourself away and call them to find you. Set up a simple scavenger hunt, hiding treats around the room and letting them sniff out each one, starting easy and getting harder as they get the hang of it. So the correct way is to sprinkle these little brain sessions through the day. just 5 or 10 minutes at a time, because enrichment is cumulative, several short bursts add up. And there's a bonus you'll feel immediately. Every one of these games is quality time that teaches your dog to look to you for fun and guidance, which quietly deepens your whole relationship. The caution: keep sessions short and end while your dog is still winning and enthusiastic. Never drill them to boredom or frustration, and always finish on a success. And that leads to number 4, which is about honoring one of the deepest, most soothing instincts your dog owns. Let your dog chew. Watch a dog settle in with a good chew sometime, the way their whole body relaxes into it, the focus, the slow, steady work of it. That's not just passing time. Chewing is genuinely self-soothing for a dog, a natural stress reliever that helps them calm themselves and wind down, and it comes with dental benefits on top. A dog with no appropriate outlet for that urge doesn't stop needing to chew, they just redirect it onto your shoes, your furniture, the corner of the coffee table. So the correct way is to make sure your dog has access to safe, appropriate chews every day, especially in those quiet stretches when they'd otherwise have nothing to do, like when you're winding down in the evening or heading out the door. A stuffed rubber chew toy, a lick mat smeared with something tasty, whatever suits your particular dog. The licking and chewing itself tips them toward rest. The caution here is a real one. Choose chews that are the right size and hardness for your dog. Avoid anything hard enough to crack a tooth, supervise anything new, and replace chews before they wear down to a swallowable chunk, because a chewing session should never turn into a choking hazard. And now the one I promised you, the most powerful and most overlooked of them all, the thing your dog's entire world is built around. Let your dog sniff. Here's a number that should reframe everything. Depending on the breed, a dog's sense of smell is somewhere between 10,000 and 100,000 times more powerful than yours. Your dog doesn't primarily see the world, they smell it, and sniffing is how they read the news, gather information, and make sense of their surroundings. And here's the beautiful part: that same act of sniffing is one of the most calming things a dog can do. It lowers arousal and settles the nervous system. So when you march your dog briskly around the block on a tight lead, never letting them stop at the interesting patch of grass, you're dragging them past the single richest experience of their day. So the correct way is to give your dog real sniffing time every single day. On walks, loosen the lead, slow the pace, and let them stop and investigate. Let their nose lead. And indoors, bring the sniffing to them, a snuffle mat, that scavenger hunt of hidden treats, a cardboard box stuffed with scrunched paper and kibble to dig through. Trainers call an unhurried, sniff-led outing a decompression walk, and 10 minutes of it does more for your dog's mental state than a fast, forced march ever could. This is the one your dog has been quietly asking you for every single day, and the day you finally slow down and let them read the world with their nose, you'll see them come home calmer than you've ever seen them. The gentle caution: keep them safe on a long line away from traffic, steer them off anything they shouldn't eat, and let the sniffing be on their terms. Slow and thorough, not rushed. So let's gather it all up into a day that actually meets your dog where they live. Give them real physical exercise, but know it's only half the picture. Ditch the bowl and make them forage for their food. Give their working brain a job with short daily training and games. Offer a safe chew to satisfy that deep, self-soothing instinct. And above all, let them sniff, on walks and indoors, because that nose is the key to their happiness. Body and brain, every single day. And if you've spent years thinking your dog was just lazy or just badly behaved, please don't feel 1 ounce of guilt. Nobody hands you a manual explaining that a dog's mind needs feeding as much as their stomach does, and the fact that you sat through a whole masterclass to give your indoor dog a richer life tells me they picked exactly the right person. So today, pick just one of these. Scatter the breakfast, hide some treats, or slow down and let that nose work. And then come tell me in the comments what your dog's favorite kind of enrichment is, because I read as many as I can, and I love hearing what lights them up. Hit that like button so this reaches more indoor dog owners whose dogs are quietly bored, subscribe for the next deep dive, and take good care of them, and take good care of yourself. I'll see you next time.